What a great night tonight. I'm wearing the hat in honor of the Outlaws of Moby, and kind of started this whole deal, and gave my family the gift after, so I have to wear it, right, in their honor. But what a night. There's a lot of emotions, and I think it's important. I told our guys after the game to take a second to reflect on it and take a second to think about where they were and where they've come from, and particularly Adam and Kendall. And to go out like this on this kind of night, that stuff doesn't happen all the time, so it's pretty special. And I couldn't see it because I was bombarded, but I think it was Kendall crowd surfing there at the end, and people yelling, "I'm proud to be a CSU Ram." That stuff doesn't happen every day, and so those guys need to enjoy it. High-level game. I thought both teams played really, really well. Two terrific teams. We just made a few more plays than they did to get the win, and we're going to enjoy the heck out of this one tonight. Wake up tomorrow 0-0, and then on to the next season.
Tex, how nice is it to have a good vibe going into tournament play and really in your back pocket a sweep of Boise State this year?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, they're a really good team. I mean, they've got well coached. They've got really good players. There's a reason why they are where they are. Both these games have just come down to the, right down to the wire, and we were just fortunate to make a couple more plays. But yeah, I mean, that's a huge win for us here tonight for a lot of reasons, and I'm proud of these guys.
When somebody like Kendall starts getting his confidence back, does that not spread to the rest of the team as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of who he's been from day one. He's a guy that's always got a chip on his shoulder. He's always ready to compete. He's never afraid of the big moment. And now as he's really started to kind of become his old self like that, it just adds a whole nother dimension to our team. And I thought he really got us going here tonight.
How much did the experiences of last year and going through these type of games lead to what they're doing this year, do you think?
Huge. I think it's huge. I mean, those guys, we were right there last year, right? We were a game away from the Mountain West Championship. We finished maybe a game away from the NCAA tournament. That's a tough thing to go through, to be right there. Obviously made a little run in the NIT, but the one thing about this team is when the season was over, there was no drama. There was no pouting. It was just, hey, let's take a couple weeks off and let's get back to work. And they were really determined not to have the same fate again, and I think that's what you've seen from this team this year. We tried to schedule up. They've met every challenge. Every time that they've had a little bit of adversity, they've responded the right way. They've stepped up in all these big moments, and I got the best job in the world coaching these guys.
What are your thoughts on Isaiah? It really seemed like he was playing with an edge just in terms of his aggressiveness, change of pace, and really doing a nice job of facilitating that ball.
Yeah, I thought he was terrific tonight too, really on both ends. And he was great attacking. He was aggressive. And that's the way we need him. I thought, the other thing for him, maybe getting a couple days off this week, and kind of getting back to the practice court was probably good for him. Probably good for our team that way. And so I thought he took advantage of that, and he looked like an all-league point guard to me.
James Moore's had 2 points tonight, but those 2 points seem to be so big in that final moment, getting that offensive rebound, putting those up. How does he just, it seems like he's always there in those final moments when you need him to make a big play. What do you like about James Moore's at the end of games that he does just so well?
Well, first of all, he's a terrific defender. He does a great job for us defensively, guarding ball screens, playing physical, giving us some rim protection, and he really knows his role, right? He buys into his role. He's got a toughness about him. He plays really, really hard. He never quits, and I think that's what you see from him. So he's in the right place at the right time. And a lot like David. I think David, the first one, and a couple of turnovers down the stretch. But what did you see from him? 2 huge offensive rebounds. You know what I mean? Just finding a way to will your team, to win. And James has got that. He's a tough guy, and he knows his role, and he plays it well.
Does that really show, reflect David's maturity? He kind of had a tough stretch there. You mentioned the turnovers. He was frustrated with some contact going up for the layup, but he responds down the stretch.
It's what he's done all year. You know what I mean? He's such an emotionally tough guy, and we ask so much of him, and he knows that, but he just never flinches. And again, I mean, those 2 offensive rebounds he had down the stretch were just huge. We don't win that game, so he just finds so many ways to help the team and doesn't hang his head, moves on to the next play, and that's what it is. You got no time to worry about what just happened. You got to move on to the next play, and that's what he does.
You battled the same teams this next week that you faced the last 2 months. Does anything change because of it's a tournament, or is it just status quo as you approach it?
I mean, we'll approach it the same way. I mean, we'll figure out, looks like we're going to play either Utah State or Air Force. Obviously, we won't know till later on Wednesday who that's going to be. And I think we'll take tomorrow off, and then we'll turn our attention just kind of to ourselves again, just trying to get better. And two teams that we know, every one of these games is going to be tough. You know, that's the way that it is. But no, I don't think we'll change our approach. And cliche, but take it one game at a time and survive in advance. Just try to do whatever we can to try to win Thursday, and then figure out who we're going to play. And if we're fortunate enough to win Thursday, we'll show up Friday and do the same thing.
Is the flip side of that also what you've been doing is been successful, so why mess with it?
Yeah, I don't see a reason to change. You know, we are where we are for a reason, and we have a good team. There's a lot of good teams in this league. I think that's the thing. You can play well and not win. Do you know what I mean? Like, both these teams played well tonight. I mean, we go up to Wyoming and play. Both teams played well. Somebody's got to lose, you know, and you just got to focus on playing well, playing at a high level, doing what you do every day in practice, and that's what this team does. And we have confidence if we do that, we're going to give ourselves a chance to win.
It's only fitting because you're wearing the hat, and I know we've talked about it, but with the conference tournament next week and knowing that the Outlaws of Moby will be there, I mean, how special is it? These freshmen just want to come and support you guys and road trip and fly to Vegas.
It's awesome. I mean, other than the winning, the thing I'm the most proud of is having the fans, the community, and the students, you know, really come out at a high level and support this group. And if we want to be the program that we can, it takes everybody. And their energy has just been awesome. You know, again, I think 3 hours before the game, there was people out there waiting to get in. And no, I'm thankful that they're going to come. And hopefully they start a trend of students wanting to go to Vegas, students traveling with us. They came up to Wyoming, you know, to support us. And continuing to build that is huge for us. And they've just brought it at a high level all year.
You started the 3 seniors. Why is it important for you or was it important to kind of recognize them in that way, I guess?
Absolutely, you know, and they've earned that. I think that's something, you know, that I believe in doing, and I thought that was great, you know, for those guys to get that recognition, and more than anything, just to kind of go out tonight with a huge win like that, and the way that it happened is pretty cool. So, like I said, I just told them to enjoy the heck out of it. Just don't hang out with the Outlaws tonight.
Do you need the hat refitted? Does it fit?
I don't know, man. I've never owned one of these things before. I have no idea. What's this, a 7 1/4? I don't even know what that means. You know what I mean? So I just figured that they gave it to me, so I would wear it. So
Pull it off.
well, we'll see. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate.